Hi guys, it's Phaedra. How are you? And this is Phaedra Beauty. I am back. It's been a minute again. I actually have a guest with me today. This is Valerie Noble. Oddly enough, we are peers in the same industry. She is also a makeup artist in the beauty industry. But today we are going to be talking about alopecia and alopecia for women. So, you guys, I had a video that I posted on my Instagram page and also like my Facebook page, and that thing went viral. I'm telling you, it was viral for me. So for like another influencer or beauty enthusiast, I don't know, but for me, it went viral. I had over 10,000 views. Usually my pages get like about at most 2,000, 3,000 views for a video. But I did a video of like a before and after on Valerie with alopecia and over 10,000 views. And I think it was like almost 700 likes, right?
At least.
Yeah.
At least,
Yeah. It was like about
yes.
6 something. Right about now it's a little under 700 likes. So, but we're going to talk about basically her experience, how she found me, what's going on in her life now that, you know, we've kind of combat her alopecia. So Valerie, why don't you tell a little bit about your story? First of all, how did you find me? Was it social media?
Well, you know, when you're dealing with alopecia, it's not something that you want to brag about. First of all, we're black women, and black women put a big premium on hair.
Right.
And so, you know, it's not just good enough to have hair, kinky hair. You want it wavy, you want it long. You know, hair is really important. So when you start finding that your hair is thinning or your hairline is receding for whatever reason, whether it's traction or whether it's hereditary, which happens to be my problem, you kind of like, now what? You know,
right?
So the easiest thing to do nowadays is just get a wig and wear wigs. Everybody's got wigs nowadays. Wigs are so undetectable.
Right.
You have your hairline looking like it's growing out of your head. You know, you can glue them down. You can whatever, put a headband on the back and you know, tack it on, and you can get whatever style you want. You can get it long.
Right.
To backtrack a little bit, I went to beauty school when I was 15 because I've always had very, very soft, I always call it cat hair.
Cat hair?
Cat hair.
Okay.
So it was always very soft. So I wanted to learn how to style my own hair.
Okay.
But I was also like always doing hair. So I went to beauty school at 15, had my license. But while I was in beauty school, I realized that a lot of the styles that I wanted to do didn't work on my hair. I didn't have the right texture. I didn't have the right density. You know, so all that plays into hair for women about, you know, the styles that you want and how you think your hair should grow, and then you throw in what the whole society has built on us, the standard of beauty,
right? That
only long blonde, long and light. I mean, it always amazes me how many people who have beautiful dark hair at some point wind up getting some kind of blonde or highlights, because that's the standard, that's the utmost standard of beauty. Having long, I even had long, you know, blonde hair, not long, but
well,
I've had
I can
highlighter.
say I've never had blonde hair before.
Yes, there's a few people who are smart enough not to. Right.
But I understand, you know, I mean, especially as black women, you know, we like hair.
We like hair.
We like hair.
Because hair is equated to a certain standard of beauty.
Exactly.
And it's not about having like the prettiest afro. If it's a tight little, it has to be a big fluffy.
Right.
Well, you don't understand that big fluffy afro means that you're usually mixed with something. Because if you're just, you know, plain, not plain, but if you're African American on both sides and nobody in your family was mixed, your hair isn't going to be a big fluffy afro.
Yeah.
You know, it took me years out of beauty school to figure that out. All the mixed kids that I went to school with had these big giant afros, and I couldn't understand why my hair wouldn't do that.
Got it.
You know, it's about texture. Anyway, so long story short, as the years go by, I realized that my hair started getting thinner. It always was soft and thin. I've always pretty much worn it pretty short, a lot of different short hairstyles.
So I've seen you. You saw. She showed me a picture. She had. You were wearing like a short afro, and this was like years ago.
Oh yeah.
Right.
In my 20s.
In her 20s.
Yeah.
And then I also when I kind of knew who she was. I think you were wearing locks.
Yes.
At the time.
Yes.
So you were wearing locks.
Yes.
And tell me your experience with the locks. Is that when you started having like, some breakage? Or?
No, the locks had nothing to do with it. The
Okay.
locks were fabulous for my hair because for the most part, even though I'm a hairstylist, I've been a hairdresser for a lot of years. I've always had hairstyles that require almost no maintenance because
Okay.
I don't want to do my own hair.
Right. Just
So
wake up and go, right?
That's right. So I've always had really short haircuts. I used to wear a relaxer pixie, which is my ultimate favorite. But I've always had very, very short hair or, something that's really easy. So then finally, when I realized putting relaxers on my hair, I moved to LA and I started from Northern California.
Northern California. Okay.
And I was putting relaxers on my hair to maintain a pixie. But the weather down here is strange. It's some dry desert and it wouldn't stay straight.
Got it.
So then I was like, this isn't going to work because I don't want to play with my hair.
Right.
So then I decided, let me get locks. So I had somebody do twists and fake locks. And then as it grew out, I cut them off.
Like sister locks?
Not sister locks. They were she did a 2-strand twist. And I
Okay.
wore it.
Okay.
And then I twisted my own hair
Got
as
it.
they grew out. And then my locks got pretty much down to the middle of my back. I had it 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah, and I dyed them red. So that was kind of my signature.
Right.
The red locks. But then I started noticing, and my hairline started moving back a little bit, and it wasn't from traction of the locks because they were actually pretty light.
And that's why I asked
Yeah.
because there's a lot of women that do wear locks,
Mhm.
and they will start to have traction alopecia because the locks get heavy. But that wasn't your case.
No, it wasn't my case,
Okay.
and because I did my own hair, I didn't let anybody twist my locks super tight.
Got
Because
it.
I had soft hair. You didn't have to really. Some people they twist it really tight and then they pull it back really tight.
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that.
Okay.
So I just started noticing that my hair started to recede, the hairline, and it's really because my sister, my mother, and I all have hereditary alopecia. And
Okay.
then when it started happening to me, I was like, oh God, I'm in line.
Who got it first?
My mother,
Mom.
Mom.
Okay.
and
Mom
then
got it
my
first.
sister,
Okay.
who's younger than me, but hers was worse than mine.
Okay.
And she still has it, and then I'm outing her with it. And
Well, we don't know who she is.
well, yeah, right. The internet, you put my name in, her name will come up. Come on now. Anyway, there's no secrets on the internet.
Right,
It's
right.
unfortunate. But then I started noticing some of my locks were barely holding on because I was literally having spots where the hair was kind of thinning out and falling. So I was like, this isn't gonna work because of course I'm a hairstylist
Right.
and I'm in the business and I'm vain. So
As most of us are.
right. So if it can't look amazing,
Right.
and it's starting to look like, well, I'm not gonna say that.
You can say
My
it.
favorite thing, I was getting a Stevie Wonder.
Oh no, Lord Jesus.
All these great locks, but it started back here, so I finally had to cut them off.
Okay.
And then, the natural option is to go to wigs.
Okay.
And now I can wear different color wigs and short pixies, and I had a big, curly afro, reddish for the longest time, probably about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
After I cut my locks off.
Okay.
But wigs are irritating. I
Okay.
mean, somebody who's always had their hair pretty short, and then I went to locks, which is easy. Wigs are irritating.
Yeah, and then with wigs, your hair needs air. It needs oxygen. It needs to breathe. So that's not even helping the case.
Well, I wasn't even worried about that because I already knew it was a wrap on my hair. There was no
Right.
more wearing my own hair.
No, I say that
yeah.
that to say because there are a lot of women that are wearing wigs, and they've been wearing them for like 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And there's a hairstylist that I follow, and you guys probably know who she is. I'm not going to say her name, but that's what she specializes in for women who've been wearing wigs for so long, wigs and weaves, and their hair's not breathing. It needs air, so it's like it's been covered up like every day.
Well, and that causes traction because they have
Yes.
to attach somewhere. So you
Yes.
either have to have elastic around the bottom. Most wigs come with a little elastic thingy in the
Mhm.
back. they're around your hairline. So if you do have a hairline, you wind up rubbing it after a while because of the wigs. I didn't have that problem, but just the irritation of that's the wig cap, and then the wig, it just got on my nerves.
And then you have like the lace fronts where they're putting glue and things of that such. So I can totally understand.
Yeah.
That,
so I mean, you know, it's a matter of being vain, and you want to feel like, you know, just the wig. You know, my head's itching, and then the whole thing is moving because I'm scratching it.
And in the summertime, it don't help either.
No,
it's real hot. It's
and
sweaty.
then, you know, friends will say, hey, let's go swimming, or let's go. Yeah, they don't understand, like, I'm not swimming.
Right.
Well, why?
I can hang out by the pool.
Right, but
I ain't going
it's
in
really
there.
because I got a wig, you know, the whole thing about wigs. And so for the longest time, I've been thinking about, because in my college days, I wore my hair pretty much shaved, almost shaved, like a little teeny afro, but very, very close. Okay. So I wanted to go back to that because college was so easy for me. Okay. You know, I could go party all night. I didn't have to worry about my hair sweating and anything. It was amazing. So I wanted to go back to that. I mean, at some point, you kind of want to have style too, because I am a hairdresser. But at some point, I don't really care about that because I don't want to do any hair. And I never had the hair that I could really do these different styles with that would hold up. It never, you know. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out a way, and then I think I saw Phaedra's probably either Instagram.
I think it was Instagram.
Instagram. I saw one of your.
But how long ago? Because I know when you reached out to me, I think you mentioned I've been wanting to do this for a while. Yeah. So.
Well, at least 2012 is when I got on Instagram.
Okay.
It's got to be that long. Okay. You've been doing it before then.
So, basically, what we've done on Valerie, for those of you who don't know, it's called scalp micropigmentation. Okay. And then I'll show a picture of like her before, but it's called scalp micropigmentation, also known as SMP. So I think I started doing that like around 2017 is when I really started kind of like posting, you know, like before and after.
So then I've been following you before you started to do it SMP, when she had her custom blend makeup line. Because of course I'm a makeup artist too. So I've always been like eyeballing her, trolling, whatever. Yeah. I never really reached out, but I was like, dang, I just love how she's mixing her own colors, and I always loved the palette that had all the beautiful caramel and brown colors that you couldn't find anywhere.
I did not pay her to say this.
No, but it's true, and you still can't find them anywhere, like a range of brown colors to use on your, you know, caramel and brown skin clients that don't turn ashy, that have a beautiful finish to it, matte finish. Right. So I've been following Phaedra for a long time, but for some reason I never reached out.
And I would always see her likes, you know, and I knew she was
I liked everything, like.
And I knew she was a makeup artist, so and then we also were friends on Facebook, so it's like we've never met, but we work in the same industry. So, you know, and then finally you reached out to me like probably over a month ago. Like maybe.
Well, what I remember is when you started doing the SMP, I remember seeing that, and I logged it in the back of my.
Okay, good. Go back
so I remember I was like, oh, this might be, because after all, it's all said and done, I think I want to go back to that close crop look I used to wear in college. I'm over all of this stupid stuff. So,
like tired of wearing the wigs.
Yeah, tired of the wigs.
Yes.
And then you get, like most wigs, they only last I've also gone through hot flashes. Let's put that on the table. So then the wigs that I get after the heat, you get hot from here and goes up. It mats up the back. I'm just over trying to maintain wigs, and you have to keep buying them and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So I remember that you did the SMP, and when I really finally decided I'm just gonna be done with the wigs, I finally went on Insta and backtracked to see if I really remember, if it was really you. Okay. Because I was like, I think Phaedra still does this. Okay. I'm not sure. I wonder if she still does it. And so I thought, okay, let me just do some research first and backtrack, because I was still too shy to reach out. And then finally I was like, I'm over it. I'm doing it.
Which most people are, because they'll, like she said, they'll stalk you on your pages and they won't reach out.
That's
so,
right.
you know, they'll like
just even talk and get information, you know?
Right. So, you know, you guys have like been wondering or stalking or trolling or whatever. Hopefully you're not trolling in a bad way. Trolling versus like scrolling. Scrolling.
Right, scrolling. But not just liking and not commenting or
right,
you know.
Right. Like she's thinking like, God, I really would love to get that, but then you're like,
or
you know.
should I just even find out some information? You know, like let's talk and see what's possible and
exactly,
you know, that kind of thing.
So when she finally reached out, I think I had posted something about brows.
Oh yeah, I knew you did brows, but I didn't know if you still did the scalp.
Okay, so I think I had posted something about microblading because I do microblading brows, and then she reached out and she says I wanted to get the brows and the S&P. So I was like, okay, she ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because P.S. while my hairline was falling back, my eyebrows, which in the 70s it was really, well now I'm dating myself, but in the 70s it was really hip to wear thin. So I plucked mine very thin for years. And then they don't really come back if you overdo it. And then,
as most women do.
Yeah.
You know,
and then couple that with the alopecia, then literally the brows started disappearing. My eyelashes are almost gone too. I don't have eyebrow lashes. I used to have such a fuzzy face. Hair would grow, long sideburns, fuzzy face. I had a unibrow.
Ooh,
you know, I was just furry. Yeah, I was just furry. But all that is almost disappeared.
Okay.
You know, so that's part of it. That's why I know it's alopecia too.
Got
So then I was like, oh, you know what? If I'm hit in a car accident and my wig flies off,
see, you know,
and then I go like this, I have no brows and no hairline, I'm gonna look like E.T. I need to get this done. I need to get it done.
That was her main concern.
That
the
was my main
the
concern.
vanity part
And
of
I
it.
told you that.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
I
I'm bringing it back around. God forbid she get into an accident and that wig slides off.
That wig slides off.
Like,
or you get in the hospital, they make you take it off. And then I'm like, I look cray. I look crazy. So, and you know, I'm like I said, I'm vain. And people tell me I look younger than I do, and I wanted to maintain that standard.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm doing it.
There you go.
I'm gonna get it done.
There you go.
I'm gonna get it done.
So she reached out, and she was like, I want to get both done, brows and the S&P. So I was like, sure, come on, you know. So she finally bit the bullet, and we came in, did a consultation, and I took like some before pictures and then some before videos, of which you guys saw. And I think you had the black mask on that day.
Yes.
When you came in.
I'm still COVID panicky. It's still panicky about
it's still
COVID.
lingering out there.
Yeah, it's still out there.
Yeah. So, so we took some before pictures, and then I think I did the video, the after video on session number 2.
Because the brows, we did brows first.
We did brows first.
Yes.
So when I did the video, her brows were still healing. So they still kind of looked light, but they were there. So when we did the before photo, she had no brows, and then your hairline was a little bit further back. So, and then what you
no
got,
hairline, no eyebrows, no sideburns. This side, the whole top was
that's alopecia.
and it's hereditary. My sister has it. My mom has it.
So, and then like I said, we did the after. I did the after photo. I think at session 2. And then that's what you guys saw. And to this day, I'm still getting likes on that video, which is insane.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I would wake up in the morning and be like, oh my God, I was like, I've never seen my Instagram like that before. Like, this is crazy. So that's why I was like, you know what? I was like, I need to like reach out to Valerie. Like, we need to talk about this.
And well, PS2, the first time she did the first session on the micropigmentation, she put the hairline where you see it now, and I panicked. I was like, oh my God, it's too low, because I've been looking at myself with no hairline.
Right. Which is understandable. That's understandable.
For years. And my original
she didn't even tell me this. So this is the first time I'm hearing
Oh,
this.
yeah, I was panicked. And I was like, oh, what did I do? Oh, no, this looks crazy. It looks like a line. Oh, I can't take it. Second session filled it in. The third one filled it in. It's basically 3 sessions. I went for an additional one because my scalp and hairline also was a little bit lighter. So I needed a little more shadowing, and now, boom, perfect.
Oh, look at her, look at her. Give it to him, give it to him.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. And now I can say I'm used to the hairline. I like where it is because she was right all along. I was like, oh, maybe we should have done it back further. But in pictures, you can see that it looks like it's a close crop haircut. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like it's pretty shaved.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to hit it every 4 days.
Yeah, so she kind of clips it down.
Yeah, I have to clip it down pretty much every 4 days.
And for those who, are considering getting it done, I know there's some women that have some longer strands of hair and they've got patches. So if you want to wear this crop, you're gonna have to cut it down.
Yeah, you have to cut it low.
You gotta cut it down
because otherwise it doesn't match.
Right.
It's an illusion. We're creating an illusion, to be honest.
Exactly.
And because I know the illusion is there, I always think that people can see, because literally this part is all SMP. Then my hair starts to fill in. So there's literally no hair coming out here. But most people aren't that. Most people don't pay. It's an illusion.
Here's the thing. When you're out in public, does anybody notice?
No one. Okay, this is the thing. So after the 3rd session, and I started wearing my hair out.
Because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to know.
Yeah, I took the wig. I stopped wearing hats, took the wig off, and I, just started showing up to my friends and stuff. And they were all like, oh my God, you look so good. Nobody said, oh, you shaved your head. Oh, you cut all your hair off. I have not heard that not once, except from my mama. Well, I'm not even gonna tell you what she said because
no,
anyway, But I have not yet heard anybody say, "Oh, why'd you shave your head? Oh, you're so brave to wear your hair. Oh, it's shaved." Everybody thinks it's a haircut. It just looks like my hair is cut very low.
Right. It's just a style.
It's a style I'm rocking.
She's rocking just a short
cut. And I get to show off all my great earrings. I have cases full of earrings that I get to show off, and my glasses because I can't see without them. So it's been really refreshing. Okay. It's been real refreshing. The only thing I'm afraid of is winter, and if I'm traveling, doing a movie like back east or something, that it's gonna be cold, and I will be living in a beanie.
Well, look.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm afraid of. Is hair keeps you a little bit warm.
If I go back east and it's cold outside, and because if we're on set and it's 12 midnight, I'm wearing a beanie too.
Yeah, well, we're all wearing a beanie, but I will never take it off because not even until I get a hot flash. But yeah, that's the only thing I worry about. But other than that, I've had nothing but compliments.
Nothing but compliments.
Yeah, nothing but compliments.
And the compliments you have gotten is, I love your hairstyle, I love your haircut.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nobody.
The most compliments I get is you look younger.
Nice.
That's what everybody's saying. Oh, this makes you look so much younger.
When I first did, I don't know if it was the first session, I was like, she reminded me of one of the girls from, I'm a 70s kid, so she's a little
a little past that.
Yeah, I guess you don't mind me saying she's a little more senior than me. So that's fine. I'm a little younger. That's fine. Yeah. But I grew up watching a lot of 70s sitcoms, and so when I first did her, I was like, oh my God, you look like one of those girls from the 70s. You know how they used to have the Pam Grier movie with the big hoop earrings and the little short afro. I was like, girl, you better go ahead and rock
some of the
hair.
album covers. The album covers that who was it? Honey. There's some old album covers that had bald, shaved or bald ladies.
I think I was more excited than she was at first because, she had to get used to the look. But I was just like, girl, you look so beautiful. Oh my goodness. And then for me as an artist, when I put the video together, it was either this is going to be horrible you guys are gonna hate it and make like horrible comments, or you're gonna love it. And not one bad comment. Wow. Everybody was like, they liked it, they liked it, they liked it. And I posted on my Facebook page. Everybody just loved it, was complimenting it. And I was like, oh my God.
Which again is very surprising because we're so hair centric.
Yeah.
And the black community is very like, ooh, hard on hair.
Yeah.
And hairdos. And so many young girls are literally ripping their hair out, trying to have the latest looks and styles. We burned our hair out in the 60s and 70s trying to get relaxers, you know, trying to wear, I mean, hair is a thing. Yeah. So to be able to rock no hair, that's really kind of cool. Yeah. It's cool. I always like sort of being on the edge of what people are not willing to do. You know, yeah. I'm that person. Okay. You know? Yeah.
So there you have it, guys. I wanted to interview her and just see her experience, like, you know, kind of give you guys a little bit of like what her life was before, you know, kind of going through the alopecia, and then getting the SMP/scalp micropigmentation, and brows. She's got eyebrows now.
The brows took a minute to heal, but the scalp, literally, as soon as you do it, is good.
Yeah, there's no downtime.
There's no downtime on the
like,
scalp.
For the scalp, it's like, you know, I'm sure most of you guys probably are familiar with microblading. It does take, you know, a little bit of time to heal in the peeling phase or whatever. But with the scalp, it's like, once it's done, it's done.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
So, and then once you get it, I think I told you don't get it wet for like the first like 3 to 4 days. So
I don't know if I did all that. It still looks amazing.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I forgot. I was like, whatever.
But I will tell you, just try not to get it wet for like the first 3 to 4 days. Like when you shower, just kind of shower from like your neck down.
I did that on my brows, but my head, I think.
Yeah. And then just, you know, as far as price goes, because I'm sure you guys want to know about that. I won't reveal like how much she paid, but just on average, it depends on like how much alopecia.
How much
if you've got just like a few like on your edges that are missing, I mean, that could be like, I don't know, could be 1,000 or maybe less. But if you've got like a lot that's missing, it could be 3,000. It could be 2,000. It just depends. So just kind of count on, you know, anywhere from $1,000 to like $3,000-$4,000.
And it takes a couple sessions to get it so that it doesn't look, so that you.
It is a layering.
It's a layering so that the illusion looks real.
Right. And so when you look close up on it, it looks like hair follicles. That's the whole idea. It looks like hair follicles, which is the reason why we like it to look more realistic. So because it is a technique to it. So but yeah, so and just FYI, it is a tattoo. Okay, it is a tattoo because you know people, they don't know that. Right. So it is a tattoo,
and that's the best part. You can't mess it up. You can't ruin it. You know, I can put my hat on, take it off. I mean,
people want to know how long does it last. So on average, she's probably gonna have it about 5 to 7 years.
Oh my gosh!
See, she didn't even know that.
No. Wow, I've been seeing people getting touch-ups at 2.
Yeah, well, no, you can get touch-ups.
Oh,
I've got clients, they'll come back. Some clients come back to me like every year because they want to keep it fresh. They want to keep it fresh. Some clients will come back every 2 years.
Okay.
So some clients I haven't seen since they got it done. You know, they're like, okay, it still looks good. Or they just, whatever they've gone on to do, they probably thought, well, I don't need a touch-up, I'm good. But on average, people come back just annually. You know, usually the guys will come back, you know, and get a touch-up like yearly, or every 2 years. But yeah, on average, she's gonna be good for a good like 5 to 7 years.
That's fantastic. So, I'm thrilled.
Yeah,
I'm thrilled. Looks good, y'all. Looks good.
Yeah.
And you see my part. There's a little secret to that part too.
Yes.
I'm not telling you that today.
But
the part gives it a little real.
Right. I can create a part, but I didn't. She created the part.
I created the part because I move it around and zigzag it and do
but
all
it
kinds
can
of
be
stuff.
created, just in case you guys want to know that.
Yes. Which adds a little flair. You know, people like the part. I think that's what really makes people go, oh, okay, it's a haircut.
Yeah.
Because of the part. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Is there any other questions that I have for you, or any other questions that I think people might want to know? Those are usually the ones they want to know. How long does it last? How much does it cost? The procedure of it.
Does it hurt?
Ah, yes, yes.
Okay, so it is like when I was younger, I was afraid of needles. Now I don't care.
Mhm.
So it feels like little pricks, but there's certain parts on your head, depending
More
on
sensitive.
yeah, and the nerves. And there was one part I was like,
But you know, that was only session 1. Session
yeah,
2, you
I
were
know,
good.
I know, that was weird.
Yeah,
It didn't
session
happen
2, she
again after
wasn't,
that.
she wasn't jumping around on
No,
session 2.
but it was like it was hitting a weird little nerve thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I wasn't trying to jump.
Yeah.
But it's not really.
It doesn't hurt.
The brows hurt more.
Yeah.
Brows are more annoying than this was pretty easy. Yeah. I would say.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good,
It was
good.
worth it. It was worth it.
She said it was worth it.
Worth it.
Okay.
It was worth it.
Is there any other thing you want to tell people about the SMV?
Y'all need to come and get it done. I would also say too, I've been looking, when I was looking online, because I wanted to see more examples of women that have had it, and there's not a lot that you can see pictures of.
Right.
So
I think that women, for the most part, because we have options.
I'm just saying, we're in a wig culture. We're a
Right.
hair culture. Nobody's going
Right.
to be rocking. There's not a lot of people
And
who
here,
want to
okay,
walk around.
here's the thing. This is what I wanted to say. If you still want to wear wigs,
Oh
put a
yeah,
wig
that's an
on.
option.
Put
That's
a
an
wig
option.
on.
That's an
Let's
option.
say you don't want to wear a wig. Guess what? You could take it off, and you would look. Okay.
That was the other thing too, because I was like, if I ever get lucky
That's why the
and
ring
get a
on.
fella,
I was like,
and if I had a wig on,
Right.
if I take the wig off, because
She gonna be
I would
good.
look crazy.
Right.
Now I can look cute still.
Right.
Either
She
way.
got a gentleman caller. You want to come
Yeah.
over? You
Gentleman
know.
caller.
You know what I mean, girl. Somebody want to come over. It's like you don't want to be walking around with the wig on. It's
my
like, what if you want
God.
to,
Because the
Spend the
wig,
night.
yeah. You're
Yeah.
gonna sleep in it, which
Right.
is again how a lot of these young girls and old women we're losing our hair because we're sleeping in these contraptions.
Yep.
We
'Cause you don't wanna
glue
take it
them
off.
down. Well, no, because you're trying to
Mhm.
create an illusion. You're sleeping in them. You're spending so much time sweating in and everything because you don't want anybody to see that that's not really your
Right.
look.
Right.
So, but I would say also that if you have thinning hair, that you're still wearing your hair, but it happens to be thin, or you notice your part looks a little extra wide, or it's just kind of thin around. SMP also can fill in your existing
Yes, ma'am.
hairdo, so that you don't have to really go this short.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
it's good for fine and thinning hair to create that nice illusion of thicker hair.
And
Yeah.
again, I didn't even pay her to say that.
No, but it's true.
Thank you.
It's true.
So that's it, you guys. We're going to come back again with Valerie, and we're going to talk about being a makeup artist in the industry and talking about being a celebrity makeup artist. So stay tuned for that edition. Thanks, you guys.
Bye, guys.